Big time.
Amen
And
to
we've
that.
got supportive husbands.
Yep.
Well, we've got the ones that think we're crazy and then they come on board later. We actually have one of those up here. We've got the husbands that are supporting, but we have the men working the business. I've signed just men. So I think that people have a lot of questions out there. You know, whether even if you're a female in the room right now, you're wondering, what can I go home and say to my husband? Like, how can I get him on board? Or, you know, what could he do? Because he wants to help me in the business, but I just don't know what to tell him to do. Or you might be a man in the room right now that wants to know, how can I get out there? I don't know how to rap women, and they're going to think I'm creepy when I say, can I rap you? We're going to kind of get a little bit of stuff from everybody today. And I think what I'm going to do is kind of just pass the microphone down the line and let everybody say who they are, where they're from, and kind of like if you're married to somebody and say who it is and how long you've been. And then after, should we start one person at a time? I'm not good at this part.
Yeah, interview.
Yes, I'm not good at something. Lots of stuff.
Interview.
Should we do one at a time?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your name and where are you from?
He's got a mic.
Oh, you got that one. That's cool. Good. Oh, awesome.
All right, I'm Trent Busher. My wife's Jody. I've been in the business for about 2 years, and I'm from St. Henry, Ohio.
And Trent, what did you first think when Jody told you about the raft?
Honestly, I thought she was just crazy because we've tried this stuff already, and I said, whatever, try it, see what happens.
So when did you know? Did you know right away this was different? Like you guys were going to make some money at this?
I knew it was different when the time I seen she started putting into the research, the first month itself. I said, there's got to be something with it, and I just changed my ways the way I looked at it, and from there on, it went amazing.
So in the beginning of the business, I know that you really were super supportive, and Jody was working really hard to go get two $10,000 bonuses. You weren't home a whole lot. So tell me a little bit about what was that like? I mean, was that a real hard transition because Jody's always been home, you know, dinner and kids and all that, and you kind of, well, why don't you tell everybody? Why am I telling your story?
Well, yeah, you know, for 20 years, she worked part-time as an interior designer, and, you know, I always worked 50 hours a week, you know, as a service technician, you know. I'm my own business with my brothers and sisters, and so to come home and to, you know, see what she had and how we were going to make it happen, it was a big challenge because there's a lot of stuff with $6 to do. And so I picked up the end and said, all right, you take it and run. I'll do the laundry, I'll do the dishes, I'll do the homework, I'll manage the house, and I'll still have my job.
Aww, that's support.
That's a real thing.
I need you to rub that off for my husband.
What I think is really cool is that you come to every training. I mean, every one that you can come to. You guys even got your girls involved. I mean, it works as a family affair, isn't it?
For us it is.
So tell me, first of all, what do you think about the products? What's your favorite products? What do you use?
Well, the main products I use, I listen to Dr. Don, and I do the greens every single day, and I use I started with the Vitals, and then when the pack came out, and now I do the pack. And so, with that, like you said, you want someone to live long and have a long life to live, get alkaline, get balanced, get detoxified, use the products. And that's the easiest way that I can use that as, a part to explain to people, about the products. I use them. Being a person that uses them, to solve it makes it a whole lot easier.
And that's the part I want to talk to you about, because you not only went from taking care of the kids, doing the laundry, staying home, and then you actually started bringing home customers for Jody. Now that is awesome. Like, we want to clone you, don't we?
Yes.
This is the perfect man. So you actually started bringing home customers, and you know, you hit up Blitz cards. Tell everybody about what you're doing now for the business. How are you bringing people in?
Well, honestly, I started out with the way you all have, and that's taking a Blitz card and asking anybody if they've ever heard of this crazy thing. Well, you know, being a service technician, going into people's home, usually the wife's at home, the husband's working. And so when I would come in and ask them that, I got some pretty nasty looks. So I looked at them and just kind of shoved it back in my pocket. And, you know, for one, I didn't want to lose a customer for my own business. But then for another, I didn't, you know, I wanted to then let them know about them. It works in the products. So after about 3 people that I thought was going to kick me out of their house, I thought to myself, there's got to be a better way to do this. And so more and more as I went on, I just kind of came up with kind of my own way, you know, and that's one thing I can say, you know, if there's a way that don't work for you, there is a way, you just got to find it. And what I did is I took a product pamphlet, you know, I take the greens every day, I use the products. If you don't use the products, you don't got your own testimony, it's hard to sell them. So with my own testimony, I use the greens on the goat, and I would staple an orange and a berry, and then I would staple a Blitz card to it. And I always came in with another piece of paper that had their email address, phone number, and information on, and what they possibly would like or would know about the company. But how I would present that to them, I would ask them, or let them know that, you know, this week, you know, me and my wife, it's Customer Appreciation Week. And they would be like, really? I said, yeah. And I said, I wanted to give you this pamphlet. I said, and with the pamphlet, I have a couple free samples. And through that, you know, they'd ask me some questions. Well, what's this stuff? You know, what's it do? Well, I knew about the greens. I used them, you know, so I could go through and explain to them, hey, this is what this does. You know, it balances, detoxifies, you know, alkalines your body, and they're like, how does that work? So, you know, always had a way to come back with an explanation. The explanation I always used to them was use the demonstration of a swimming pool. You know, when you go to a swimming pool and it sits for 3, 4, 5 weeks and no one was in it, and all it did was the filter got shut off, and what it do, it turned green. And everybody's looking at the thing, my God, I'm not jumping in that pool. And so what they would do is they would go shock the pool. They put chlorine in it. They do everything they could do without draining the pool to get it look like it was clean. And so what I used is my greens as how that would work for you inside your body. Because without your body alkaline, detoxified and balanced, these products won't work. And so by using that demonstration to them, they could see it visually. It put them on the page as, wow, I want to try that stuff. So what I would tell them is, okay, give me your name, phone number, email address, and what this week we're actually giving away a free wrap. I never brought the wrap up until then, and I said, with the wrap, you get a free demonstration of all these products. By getting that demonstration, what I did, you know, is I gave them the 2 samples, explained to them how they can take them with water, juice, whatever, and then, you know, they got this packet. So I said, this coupon is free. All you gotta do is get 5 friends, and my wife will come over, wrap you for free, and explain all these products to you.
Wow.
Similar.
I love your husband.
Like, go to people's houses to work, you know, whether it's like a plumber or, you know, construction or, gosh, that's a great idea. Go
Yes.
take notes. That's good stuff. So Trent, one last thing. I want you to tell everybody how this company has changed your life personally. Not just Jody's, the family's, but what has Good Works done for you?
Well, it works as, you know, one thing it has is, it's been able to let me and Jody both be able to travel together. I love to travel. I've never had that opportunity. You know, we got into business for the products. We did not get into business for the money. And we didn't need the money. I had a very good job. She had a very good job. But what we seen it could do to change our lives, to live longer, you know, that there, is gonna let me live long, you know. I'm planning on that 100th birthday one day that, you know, I may only been 75. So, you know, that is something I know it's changing my life. I believe in the products. And I think if you believe in them, you know, it'll change your life too.
Amen.
Awesome, Trent, thank you.